Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. Hello, hello. It's raining so hard outside of my house, so maybe it's gonna be a little bit noisy, or I don't know, maybe it's low quality of the sound, but oh well. Let's Okay, so it's been a while. I've been skipping the session a lot. Maybe it's like the last time I did was like 2 weeks ago, or even worse. I haven't been playing games on my channel for a long time as well. But I just want to study English. I just want to keep this habit. So let's do it. So first, let's do review time with this one. Okay. A little bit. No, it's fine. Okay. Okay. First one. Orbitals. Orbitals. Orbitals means I think it's like the path that planet makes or follow. Can't really explain it, but I think something like that. Relating to the orbit, curved path of an object in space. Good. Impulse. Impulse means sudden, how do you say? The sudden feeling of wanting to do something. So you can say something like, I had impulse and had to buy this clothes, or something like that. A sudden strong wish to do something. This shirt was 80% off, so I bought it on impulse. I had this sudden impulse to shout out nonsense in the middle of the speech. Good. Probe. 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 I think it means to examine with tools. Probe. Yeah, examine, to examine with tools. So you can say the detective probe. Detective talked to the suspicious guys to probe the case. Not sure. Examine something with a tool, especially in order to find something that is hidden. I'll need more time to probe this data if you want me to get any proper insights from it. Detectives questioned him for hours, probing for any inconsistencies in his story. Probing. Am I pronouncing it right? Probe. Probe. Probe or probe? Wait, let me see. Probe. Wait, is it V or B?
Probe.
This is British.
Probe.
Probe. Probe. probe. Okay. Next, on account of. On account of means because of. So you can say, on account of the weather, I could not go out. On account of, he canceled the dinner on account of emergency. Because of something. He doesn't drink alcohol on account of his poor health. Organizers were forced to cancel the event on account of the extremely hot weather. Good. Harvest. Harvest means to grow crops, but it has another meaning, which is to collect information. So you can say, I don't want to use social media anymore because they are harvesting our personal information secretly. Something like that. To collect large quantity of information, especially automatically. Collect but has negative connotation. I think that all these loyalty cards are just being used to harvest our personal information. Lately, there has been a big debate about the unauthorized data harvesting happening through social media. Good. Desertification. Desertification means the process of becoming desert. So you can say something like the desertification how do I say this? There is desertification happening in Japan, something like that. Not happening though. The process by which land changes into desert. For example, because there has been too much farming activity on it, or because a lot of trees have been cut down. It's so green here that it's hard to believe that desertification might be an issue in a few years. Trees help to prevent desertification as well as providing shade and firewood. Good. Enacted. It means to perform or enacted. To perform, to act, enact. They enacted the policy. I'm not sure. To put something into action, especially to make something law. In the context of the speech above, it can be interchangeable with perform. Oh, and the sentence in the book. The company decided to enact a policy that allows employees to work from home on Fridays. The school drama club will enact a scene from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet at the talent show. I'm just gonna put it still learning. Facilitate means facilitate, to make something easier to process or to keep going. So you can say facilitate. To facilitate the meeting, I need to prepare some documents. To make something possible or easier, I have been asked asked to facilitate the meeting, but I'm not sure what I need to do. The teacher used games to facilitate learning for the younger students. His clear instructions really facilitated the process of assembling the furniture. Good. respectively. It shows or indicate the order of what it said. So you can say something like Michael and John are 10 years old and 12 years old respectively. When I say this, it means Michael is 10 years old and John is 12 years old. To refer to two or more things in the same order that you mentioned them, it helps to clarify which items goes with which in a list. Sarah and Tom are 12 and 10 years old respectively. We ordered a pizza and a salad for John and Emily respectively. Good. Speculate. It means to guess without solid evidence. Speculate. So you can say, I haven't checked the weather forecast, but I speculate it's gonna be raining tomorrow. It sounds a little bit too formal to use it, speculate. The news said, this article, this writer speculated cannot come up with an example, but something like that. Similar to guess without solid evidence, to guess possible answers to a question when you do not have enough information to be certain. The newspapers have speculated that they will get married next year. People can speculate about the future. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. Good. Comprise. I forgot. What is comprise? Comprise. Nah. Comprise means consist of, to have things or people as part of members. To consist of. The committee comprises 5 members. The committee consists of 5 members. The bouquet comprises roses, lilies, and daisies. Still learning. Pertain to. Pertain to. What was it? Pertain to. Cannot remember. To relate to, be relevant to, or have a connection with something. It is often used to indicate that one thing is associated with or applies to another. Interchangeable with related to, but more formal. Our questions pertain to the project we were working on. The tasks that pertain to this job require strong communication skills. Still learning. Okay. Let's do the last one. Imaginative or imaginative. I think it's imaginative. Let me check. Imaginative. It means creative or original. So you can say something like, her creation is really imaginative, which I cannot come up. Something like that. Creative, new, original, and smart. Steven's films are always imaginative and fun. The architects have made imaginative use of glass and transparent plastic. Good. Okay. 14 out of 76. That's a lot of words, but it's fine. I do it every day. Not every day. Must. Trying to do it every day. Okay. Let's finish review time. And this one. Okay. So, in the last session, I did from chapter 9 to chapter 11. So in this stream, I'm gonna do chapter 12, chapter 13, and hopefully 13, and hopefully chapter 14. So let's do it from chapter 12. I think the theme of chapter 12 was history, I guess. Okay, let's do it. Wait, let me grab my glass of water. Okay, I'm back. So the first sentence. Wait, let me do this, and let me do. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. First sentence. History is an umbrella. Cannot talk properly. History is an umbrella term that refers to past events as well as the discovery, collection, presentation, and interpretation of information and evidence relating to these events. History is an umbrella term. Umbrella term is like, how do you say, comprehensive word? Or like including a lot of meaning. Umbrella term that refers to past events as well as the discovery, collection, presentation, and interpretation of information and evidence relating to these events. I think it's easy to understand. Refers to A as B. Now, expressing that A is called, named, or identified as B, they refer to him as the tech guru because of his expertise in technology. In many cultures, the elephant is referred to as a symbol of wisdom. Evident. Where this one was come from? Evident. Interpretation. Oh, evidence. Evident. Obvious. Evident often implies a connection to evidence or proof, while obvious suggests simply simplicity and straightforwardness without necessarily relying on external evidence. It's evident you are angry. It's obvious you're angry because your face is turning red. Next sentence. Should I do like this? Okay. While not immediately apparent. Wait, how do I pronounce this one? Apparent. 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 Apparent.
Apparent.
Apparent. So it's parent with apparent. While not immediately apparent. While not immediately apparent, one of the most important reasons for studying history is that the events of the past and the activities of our ancestors are crucial for understanding the present and may indicate what the future holds. While not immediately apparent. Apparent means like to reveal thing, or apparent like to know. Apparent. Well, not immediately apparent means like not immediately can know. Apparent. Wait, while. While means despite the fact, although. While I understand the class is very difficult, I don't think it's impossible to pass the test. While not immediately apparent. Okay. Apparent. I want to know the definition. Apparent. Able to be seen or understand. Her unhappiness was apparent to everyone. Apparent. While, despite of the fact, although it's not immediately apparent, one of the most important reasons for studying history is the events of the past and the activities of our ancestors are crucial. Crucial means important for understanding the present and may indicate. Indicate means like to show what the future holds. Indication. Okay, next. For example, leaders seeking to understand previous military disputes among European nations and minimize the risk of future disputes formed the European Union to improve relationships between these nations. Wait. I lost my browser. Okay. For example, leaders seeking to understand previous military disputes. Disputes is like war, right? Like confliction among European nations, and minimize, make it as small as possible, the risk of the future disputes formed the European Union to improve relationships between these nations. Disputes formed the European Union. I'm not sure. Future disputes. From or form. Wait, let me check the original sentence. Chapter 12. Chapter 12, it's the third sentence. Formed だね。Oh, form means like to establish. So, leaders seeking to understand previous military disputes among European nations and minimize the risk of future disputes formed the European Union to improve relationship between these nations. So these thought formed European Union. Make, establish, made か。Okay. In dispute, disputable, being doubted, not certain. Our ability is not in dispute. そういう意味もあるね。Okay, next sentence. This illustrates that by developing our knowledge and awareness of the links between historical events and focusing on avoiding mistakes that were made in the past, we are able to refrain from repeating them. But aren't we repeating the same thing over and over? Okay. This shows that by developing our knowledge and awareness of the links between historical events and focusing on avoiding mistakes that were made in the past, we were able to refrain from repeating them. This one was easy to understand. To the best of my knowledge. Knowledgeable linkage. Okay. So I think it's just one word, while, as the meaning of despite, although. Good. Let's do chapter 13. I think it's because I haven't streamed for a while. YouTube algorithm is not friendly to me anymore. Which is a bit sad. Should I do stream on Twitch as well? I'm not sure. Well, it's fine. Let's keep going. Okay, next one. Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is about philosophy, I think. Philosophy. Okay. First sentence. Philosophers are dedicated to contemplating the fundamental nature of exercise reality, knowledge, values, reason, and mind. Their aim is to raise and answer difficult and challenging questions. Philosophers are dedicated to contemplating the fundamental nature of existence. Dedicated to means like to commit or I think it's like to comment on something. Dedicated to trying hard on something. And contemplating means to think hard or like think deep, I would say. Philosophers are dedicated to think the fundamental nature of existence. Fundamental nature of existence. Reality, knowledge, values, reason, and mind. Their aim, goal, or purpose is to raise and answer difficult and challenging questions. Something like, why do we exist? Or what are we living for? What's the purpose of our life? Something like that. Okay, dedicate. Believing that something is very important and giving a lot of time and energy to it. Dedicate. I'm dedicated to this project, but I'm not going to put in the extra hours if nobody else is. To give all of your energy, time, I decided to dedicate at least 3 hours to studying English every day. Dedicate. Commit. I think it's similar, right? Oh wait, I have to change my keyboard. Oops. Are dedicate and commit similar? Great question. Are dedicate and comment, not comment, commit. Great question. Dedicate and commit are similar in meaning. They both involve giving your time, energy, or effort to something. They are used a little differently depending on the situation. Both can mean giving strong effort or focus to something, being serious or loyal about a goal, tasks, or cause. Differences in use. Dedicate, usually used when someone puts a lot of time, energy, or love into something, especially something meaningful, often used with passion or purpose. Can be used in formal situations like speeches or writing. Example, she dedicated her life to helping others. This book is dedicated to my parents. Commit focuses more on a promise or decision to stick with something over time, often used when someone makes a serious choice and stays with it. Common in everyday conversation. Examples, he committed to running every morning. You need to commit if you want to see results. Okay, it's kind of similar, but there are differences. And contemplate means ponder, to spend time considering a possible future action or to consider one particular thing for a long time in a serious and quiet way. Sometimes I contemplate deleting all of my Facebook profile photos. I want to delete my Facebook account someday. Okay, next sentence. Let me drink my tea. Okay. For instance, one of the most fiercely debated and enduring philosophical riddles was first posed in ancient times and relates to the question of whether humans have morality inherently or it is learned. For example, one of the most fiercely debated and enduring philosophical riddles. Most fiercely means like how do you say extremely or it's like extremely 激しく debated, right? Fiercely, in a frightening, violent, or powerful way, often without the negative connotations associated with aggression. I'm fiercely passionate about growing my business. Fiercely. Are fiercely and extremely similar in meaning? Great question. Fiercely and extremely can be similar in some situations, but they are not always the same. Extremely means very or to a high degree. I'm extremely tired. Fiercely means in a strong, intense, or aggressive way. It often has emotion or force in the meaning, usually used with competition, protection, loyalty, or passion. She's fiercely loyal to her friends. They fought fiercely for their rights. The two teams competed fiercely. Okay. One of the most fiercely debated and enduring philosophical riddles. Enduring is like lasting forever. Not forever, but for a long time. Enduring. Existing for a long time. This is an enduring problem that we are probably not going to solve today. The enduring popularity of that song is amazing. People still love it after all these years. Enduring philosophical riddles was first posed in ancient times, and it relates to the question of whether humans have morality inherently or it is learned. Inherently is like from the, how do you say, inherently, born with it. I think it's like inherently. Yeah, I think it means born with it, or it is learned after you grow up. Pose out of the question inherent, existing as a natural or basic part of something. I am inherently lazy person. Yeah. Existing as a natural or basic part of something. Is that the definition? What's the synonyms? Give me some synonyms of the word inherently. Wait. Give me some synonyms of the word inherently. あれ Why? Give me some synonyms of the word inherently. Okay. Naturally. Wait, this is naturally, right?
Naturally.
Yeah. By nature, not added or forced. Intrinsically. Essentially. Oh, innately. This was what I was thinking of. From birth. Something you are born with. Innately. Innately.
Innately.
Okay. Okay. Next sentence. While classical scholars such as Charles Darwin tended to argue more in favor of inherent morality, contemporary research increasingly reinforces the idea that morality is largely acquired after birth, which accounts for the variability in what is considered to be moral behavior. Oh, this one was a little bit difficult. Let's break it down. While classical scholars such as Charles Darwin tended to argue more in favor of inherent morality. I think it's in favor of means like in a position of, right? In favor of the support or approval of something or someone. Most people seem to be in favor of the new policy at work. I'm totally in favor of grabbing pizza for dinner tonight. So it's just simply means support. More, argue more, supporting inherent morality. そうなんだ, Charles Darwin. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put the highlight. I'm gonna leave the highlight. Still learning. Contemporary research. Recent research increasingly reinforce means like reinforce to make something stronger again. Reinforce. Something like that. Reinforce, to make something stronger. I'm going to watch this documentary again to reinforce my knowledge. Yeah, to make something strong. Increasingly reinforces. これはなくていいかな。Reinforces. Wait. Okay. Reinforces the idea that morality is largely acquired. Acquired is like acquire, get. Largely get, acquire. I know what it means, but I cannot explain it. To get or obtain something. Okay. After birth, which accounts for the variability in what is considered to be moral behavior. Which accounts for means which accounts for, which explain, accounts for means to provide reasons, explanation, explain, or a what is this? Rationale for a particular event, situation, or outcome. How do you account for your success? How do you explain your success? College students account for about 40% of our customers to form the total. Accounts for. Which accounts for the variability. Variable is like kinds, alright? Variety, variable, kinds, many kinds. Accounts for. Which explain the variability. I think it's like kinds. The quality or fact of being variable, likely to change often. The weather here has a lot of variability. One day it's sunny and the next day it's pouring rain. Variability. I'm gonna highlight this one. Which explains about the variability in what is considered to be moral behavior in the first place. What's the definition of moral behavior then? Right? Which accounts for. Is the phrase accounts for similar to the word explain? Yes, great question. The phrase accounts for is similar to the word explain, but they are not exactly the same. Let's look at what they mean and how to use them. Accounts for means to explain the reason for something, or to make up a part of something, depending on the context. Example, his illness accounts for his absence. His illness, the reason why he is absent. The storm accounts for the power outage. The storm is the cause. Examples, woman accounts for 60% of the company's employees. Explain. To give reasons or information so that something becomes clear. Can you explain this word to me? She tries to explain why she was late. Accounts for means explains a reason or shows how much something contributes to a total. Makes explain. Similar. Which accounts for the variability in what is considered to be moral behavior. Good accounts for accountable variability. Okay, last sentence. Although some people find the contemplation, thought, right? Contemplation. Oops. Although some find the contemplation and discussion of questions such as these to be boring and frustrating, most acknowledge that philosophy promotes clear, mature thinking about the wide range of obscure issues. Although some find the contemplation, thought, and discussion of questions such as these means like these, boring, to be boring and frustrating, must acknowledge what people with knowledge, I don't know, that a philosopher promotes, must acknowledge that philosophy promotes clear, mature thinking about the wider range of obscure issues. Obscure means like vague, have a lot of obscure, can be interpreted in multiple ways, vague, something like that, not clear, and difficult to understand or see. I don't remember my password because I made it too obscure. Acknowledge. To accept, admit, or recognize something, or the truth or existence of something. Acknowledge is about recognizing or admitting, but it doesn't mean full agreement or embrace. Accept means not only recognizing something, but also being willing to agree with it, embrace it, or live with it. I acknowledge your opinion, but I don't accept it. He acknowledged the mistake, but didn't fix it. I just wanted him to acknowledge that I helped with the project. Recognize. What's the difference between recognize and acknowledge? Can sometimes be similar. Recognize, to see, remember, or identify something or someone. It can also mean to accept that something is true or give someone credit. I didn't recognize her with the new haircut. He was recognized for his hard work. Scientists recognize climate change as a serious issue. Acknowledge, to accept or admit that something is true. To show that you noticed something, often used in a more formal or respectful way. She acknowledged that she made a mistake. He nodded to acknowledge her presence. Please acknowledge that you received the email. Identify, remember, or give credit. Admit something is true or show awareness. Kind of similar though. Okay. Obscure. Acknowledge だけでいいかな。Although some find the contemplation and discussion of questions such as these to be boring and frustrating, most people recognize that philosophy promotes clear, mature thinking about the wide range of obscure issues. Nice. Chapter 3 is done. Let's do chapter 14 as well. Chapter 14 is about religion, I think. Let me see. Religion. Okay. First sentence. Wait, let me drink. Okay. Wait, let me do this. No one is coming to my stream. Well, it's okay. It's okay. First sentence. There are an astonishing number of religions around the world, but perhaps unsurprisingly, most of the population on Earth is said to be affiliated with one of the 5 dominant religions: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, or Judaism. So there are an astonishing number. Astonishing is like surprising amount of number, right? Astonishing, very surprising. I still find it astonishing that he finished reading this book in only one night. Astonishing number of religions around the world, but perhaps unsurprisingly, most of the population on Earth is said to be affiliated. Affiliate means to connect or affiliated. 提携されたみたいな感じ、連携とかそういう感じ。I don't know how to explain in English. Affiliated. And that teacher is affiliated from different company. Who affiliated. Wait, I didn't put it in the list. Affiliated. Connected with or controlled by a group or organization. Used to refer to people who state that they support a particular political party when they register to vote. Affiliated. I know the meaning. With one of the 5 dominant religions. Dominant means like dominant is like the majority, right? More important, strong, or noticeable than anything else of the same type. I don't think soccer will become a dominant sport in the US, but it will certainly grow. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, or Judaism. Am I pronouncing it right? Judaism.
Judaism.
Oh no. Judaism. That's hard to pronounce. Judaism. Buddhism. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity. Okay. Other than that, it's fine. Religiously. Populous. Dominant. Okay, next sentence. Each religion embraces its own distinct and unique elements, including sacred rituals, sermons, festivals, prayers, and symbols. Each religion embraces. Embrace means like embrace. Embrace is like embrace. Have. Oh, I cannot explain it. Embrace. Accept. Or having it carefully. With love. Embrace them. I have an image like hugging them. Embrace. Sermons はわかるね。I learned the word from the Cult of Lam. Oh, no. Embrace. To accept something enthusiastically. Yes. To hold someone tightly. This one. To include something. Okay. Rituals. Sermons. A part of Christian church ceremony in which a minister gives a talk on a religious or moral subject, often based on something written in the Bible. Okay, next one. まあ見えちゃってもいいか。For instance, although Christianity and Islam shared a common place of origin in the Middle East, Christians regard Jesus as the Son of God, while Muslims believe that Jesus was a holy prophet. For instance, for example, although Christianity and Islam share a common place of origin in the Middle East, Christians regard Jesus as the Son of God, while Muslims believe that Jesus was a holy prophet. Christian regard is like think as. Christian regard Jesus. To consider or have an opinion about something or someone, I regard George as my friend. Even though he might not feel the same way. In regard to. Okay. Next one. Since there are abundant differences among religions, some argue that it is important to identify similar traits that a religion possesses to reach scholarly consensus over what constitute religion. A little bit difficult. Since there are abundant differences, abundant means like enough or rich amount of. Abundant difference. So basically it means a lot of differences, right? Abundant. abundant, more than enough. Yes. Among religions, some people argue that it is important to identify similar traits. Traits means like feature or characteristic. Identify is like to make it identical, to make it unique. No, it's the opposite. Identical. Exactly the same. Identify means to make it I cannot explain. Identify. To recognize someone or something and say or prove who or what that person or thing is. 合ってるか。Identify similar traits that religious possesses. Possess means to have. Right? Possess means to have. To have or own. To identify similar traits that religions have, to reach scholarly consensus over what constitute religion. To reach scholarly consensus. Consensus means like agreement over what constitute religion. With the willing agreement. Well, let me see the original sentence. So scholarly, for academic purpose, to see what constitute religion, it is important to identify similar traits that religions have. And these are set by someone. Okay. So, which one was highlighted? Nothing. Nice. Chapter 14 is done. Really? Didn't I highlight anything? For instance, although Christianity and Islam share a common place of origin in the Middle East, Christians regard Jesus as the Son of God, while Muslims believe that Jesus was a holy prophet. Each religion embraces its own distinct and unique elements, including sacred rituals, sermons, festivals, prayers, and symbols. There are an astonishing number of religions around the world, but perhaps unsurprisingly, most of the population on Earth is said to be affiliated with one of the 5 dominant religions: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, or Judaism. Judaism. Okay. Nice. I did 3 chapters. And I highlighted while. Anything else? Oh, in favor of. support, and variability means the status that can be changed very often. The quality or fact of being variable, likely to change often. And acknowledge, to recognize or to accept the truth. Okay. Nice. I did 3 chapters in the stream. So next stream, hopefully next Tuesday, if I'm not lazy, I'm gonna do also 3 chapters. So chapter 15 is about psychology. Chapter 16 is about society. And chapter 17 is about media studies. Okay, so let's finish this stream for now. I should change the text this here. Every Tuesday from 10 p.m. Not every Tuesday anymore. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do it weekly though. Let's see. We'll see next week. Okay, let's finish here. It's good to be back on stream. Learning English on stream. Okay. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you in the next stream. Bye bye. Bye.